I posted this 15 hours ago, right? 15 hours ago, and y'all saw it, right? And I said that the Tucson police are going to cover for, just like they did, they're going to come up with some body cam footage, and he's going to magically have his Miranda rights. And then somebody commented and said, oh, look, you can't even see the TUCSON body cam, information up in the top corner. They cropped it, blah, 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 right? So 5 hours ago, so they had 10 hours to dwell on this video, and then 5 hours ago this comes out. These guys are unbelievable, dude. And this just makes me think this kid is innocent even more.
Terroristic threat at a Tucson school. As we told you earlier this week, Hollander was sentenced to 1.5 years in jail and 10 years of probation after that.
He brought a gun and knife to Legacy Traditional School and told Tucson police he planned to use it for a mass shooting there.
Dope. Cool. So whenever they play a video of what the Tucson police recorded, we're gonna hear that, right? I mean, isn't that what you would do? Show the most shocking shit, show the incriminating evidence, show what you got? No, they don't. They show him saying something about a Mexican lady.
Last night, Pima County Attorney Laura Conover revealed why they only recommended 1 year in prison, despite that admission.
The statements about what he might...
Okay, this is going to blow y'all's minds, but remember a short 15 hours ago when I said this, right? Well, first, look right here and see, and they haven't said anything yet about this, but listen to what I say, and then listen to... 15 hours ago I said this, okay?
And this occurred when a member of the audience was asking about the controversial case of Dan
guilty to entering a Tucson school on January 16th with a knife and gun, and for talking about killing kids. This is what Conover said about the case.
The statements about what he might do or not do, or why he was there, or why he had a weapon, came post-arrest, and we lost some evidence there.
Oh my God. What the fuck, dude? Since when does not Mirandizing somebody mean that they just get a weaker sentence? You know what I mean? Oh, it went from like 10 years down to 1 year because we didn't Mirandize. Shut the fuck up. Now look right here on this little ticker real quick, right here. Five hours ago.
Do or not do, or why he was there, or why he had a weapon, came...
Conover partially blames the 1.5 year sentence on failure to read rights. Come on, bitch. These guys are so petty and desperate. This kid is fucking innocent, dude. I don't even think that footage of him in the blue shirt is even him.
He still pleaded guilty to making a terroristic threat. We reached out to Tucson police, who tell us not once did PCAO say there was an issue with how they handled this.
So he pled guilty to a terroristic threat. Nothing even involving the weapon now. So it went from burglary, terroristic threats, having a gun and a knife, threatening, like they've literally run the gambit on this, and he just pled to terroristic threats. Come on. Think about this. And on top of that, just listen to this bullshit. Number one, the video is still cropped. They put a little effect on it, right? Mirrored it, and then still cut out the TUCSON body cam numbers in the top, right? Why are they blurring his face? And why does he have a hat on? And why does the color of his shirt not match his booking photo?
There was an issue with how they handled this case. They told us they did read him his rights, and they sent us a timeline of when. They say
so instead of leaving the date and timestamp on the footage that they're using to show us that this is true, they cut that out and then sent in a timeline. Give me a break, dude. And that was the one thing I was questioning, was the timeline. Now, suddenly 5 hours ago, there's a timeline. Look, there's an actual big ass clock back there.
Hollander was taken into custody in Legacy Traditional School's gym at 9:07 in the morning. 10 minutes later, the arresting officers read him his rights.
Again, that can't be this footage because here you can see the clock in the back. It's not 9:07. So according to that clock, it's either 3:10 or 1:15. If it was at 9:07 in the morning, that was either 4 hours ago or 6-7 hours ago. But listen to what they claim, right? So we know that this is being filmed 7 hours after 9:07 in the morning because of that clock behind them.
to custody in Legacy Traditional School's gym at 9:07 in the morning. 10 minutes later, the arresting officers read him his rights. That was after securing his weapon and escorting him to a school office.
Gotcha, bitch. A school office, huh? This is a school office, but the original reading of these Miranda rights, we were shown him read to in a jail cell, right? So there had to be 3 readings of these rights, dude. They are fucking lying, bro. And I can show you something else too, but let's hear this horse shit.
Law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning, be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you can't afford one of those, one would be appointed prior to any questioning.
All right. Well,
do you understand those rights?
Oh, yes, I do.
Hollander declined to answer questions, but said this a few seconds later, completely unprompted.
Like you have to believe me. There's this invisible Mexican lady who looks exactly like me, and she speaks to me in my dreams.
A short time later, he...
Remember earlier they said he was arrested January 16th, right? And then that this is supposedly a room in the whatever they brought him to. That's not the jail, you know what I mean? So look at that thing behind him on that cork board, right? That white square, that's a calendar, right? And if that was the month of January and it was January 16th, I've had one of these calendars when I was in school. You put a sticker on it at the end of the day, and then when it fills up completely, you're done with the month. You know what I mean? So if this is January, it starts in the right spot, which basically would be here, right? But if it was the 16th, the dots would only go till here. Of course, all the ones in between it would be filled up, you know what I mean, like this. But look, the calendar here goes all the way to the 31st, which would end right here, just like it does on this one, meaning this whole month was gone whenever they filmed this. And it shows us the reason for the blurriness whenever they go sideways.
Here's what...
Should be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you can't afford one of those, one would be appointed prior to any questioning.
All right. Well,
do you understand those rights?
Oh, yes, I do.
Hollander declined to answer questions, but said this a few seconds later, completely unprompted.
Like you have to believe me. There's this invisible Mexican lady who looks exactly like me, and she speaks to me in my dreams.
A short time later, here's what he said, despite not having a lawyer.
I do wish to speak to you, sir. Like, please interview me. I do want to talk about it. Because you guys aren't listening to me, and I'm just trying to explain what happened.
Tucson Police says the county attorney's office never objected to how officers read him his rights, nor did they ever ask for clarification on when it happened. Tucson Police...
All right, you see that right there? His hands are free. Now watch, I'm just going to play the whole thing again.
Never asked for clarification on when it happened. Tucson Police Chief Chad Kazmar.
One more time in regular motion. He looks like he just pulls his hand out. Watch.
Never asked for clarification on when it happened. Tucson Police Chief Chad Kazmar said.
Also, it kind of appears as if he's wearing a hat, right? But in none of his pictures is he wearing a hat. And they said they pulled a gun out of his jacket pocket. Where's his jacket? You know what I mean? How did he get his jacket off if his hands are handcuffed behind his back?
Staff but remained at the gym. Police were called and officers detained him and found a loaded handgun in his front jacket.
Police were called and detained him, right?
Pocket.
Source officers. In this case, he feels it was the quick actions of a Tucson police officer assigned to that school that stopped us from talking about a mass shooting here today.
Which is it? Were they called and the officers detained him, or was it the guy that was working there? What the fuck, man? These people can't get their story straight, dude. Anyhow, I don't even think this is real.
Violent intent to harm children. They should be held criminally accountable for a significant amount of time in conjunction.
And I've been arrested numerous times. And typically, whenever you get to the jail, right, where they would allow you to, let's say, take off your jacket because it's hot, which is stupid. You would want your jacket on because it's always cold. Typically, they re-handcuff you in the front if they're going to re-handcuff you at all. No, they wouldn't put you back behind your back like that.
Spoke to the judge directly.
So this is initial appearance, right? Look, he's got hair growing on the sides of his head, and it looks like he's balding, like shiny bald. You know what I mean? Like he can't grow hair at all. Like look at this.
And apologize.
That doesn't look like the face of a sheep fucker to me, dude. Blaming the incident on his mental. And he's not wearing a hat right here, but he's wearing a hat when in the other one we saw.
Health, which he claims is now under control. I spoke with Rachel Stiles, who is one of the main prosecutors on this case.
And now we find out what. All you have is this old man and a bunch of news people telling lies. You're a fucking clown.
Making a terroristic threat and first-degree burglary. Arizona Schools Superintendent Tom Horn, who was inside the